Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. Twice a day, 7 days a week, I share my experience as a full-time crypto trader. My goal is to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Everything I do is free. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently trading at 34,430, up 4.14%. Ethereum trading at $2,015, up 9.63%. We see the stable coins red, which means money is flowing into the crypto market. Always a good sign. We'll do the new sentiment analysis slightly differently in this episode. Note this one. Bitcoin could fall 80% if history's any guide. These kind of articles have been floating around and getting a lot of attention. What I did today, I created episode 87 and episode 88 for you. Episode 87 is really important. That's this one here. What that says is that Bitcoin cannot go below 19,666 unless there is a black swan event. I'll discuss black swans, but the concept is you can't avoid them. If they happen, they happen, and quite seriously, don't worry about them. If they do, they happen, they just happen. Forget about it. Episode 88 was trying to help people to understand what's coming towards the end of the year. Many people have asked me, and I've been trying to put the models together. They take quite a bit of time to just get everything pinpoint accurate. So I managed to do that one today. I'm very happy I got it out. Please share these videos if you find them useful. I'm really worried that people out there will be freaking out because there's a lot of negative news that's starting to surface, like Bitcoin going to $0, 80% reduction, those things. We need to get ahead of that as a community. The only way you can do that, the only way to stay on the right side of the trade is through knowledge. Just a quick cross to what a black swan event is. It has severe, typically global, economic impact. They can't be predicted. They kind of just happen. And one thing that you should note is they do repair themselves as well. Any black swan, such as COVID was a definite black swan, that repaired itself. Just think like that. If there is a black swan, they will repair themselves. The most important thing is don't panic. Don't worry. People say stock market crash. They've been saying it since COVID lows in the stock market. Just don't worry about it. Just get on with your life, sleep well, and de-stress. It's really important for your health. I'd like to share Rule 201 with you. Plant equals harvest. Now, what does this mean? I think you know. It's a very old statement. What you sow, you reap. So what you plant, you harvest. If you plant a lot, you harvest a lot. If you plant nothing, you harvest nothing. I really love this rule because it's so incredibly applicable to trading and investing. What will stop us from planting is fear. Fear is put there to shut us down. I would like to also suggest that in your own life, whatever you're doing, if you plant more, you will harvest more. For example, in your relationships, if you plant more, you're kinder, more considerate, more loving, more generous, you will harvest more. It's a beautiful thing to be those things. If you go to work and you plant more, you say, I'll work a little later, I'll work harder, I'll take things more seriously, I'll do my best at all times, I'll seek whatever is my best capability, I will apply that. That's planting. You're going to harvest from that. Planting the more you plant, the more you harvest. It's a rule in life and especially in trading and investing. This is a really interesting picture to keep in mind. When you plant, you fill this up. When you plant financially, you plant trees of abundance, and they are watered in the red days. So you tend to plant in the red days when you invest and when you trade. It's a really good concept. In episode 87 and 88, I updated the KS model with the 2012 normalized cycle and the 2016 cycle that you can see there in blue and in green. And of course, we have our normal price action. You know that the KS model is a Bitcoin technical trading model based on institutional price psychology. This green dot up here is where we're heading around the 19th of October. Some people ask me in the community, are we expecting a bit of a dip? That would be absolutely no problem and would play out quite according to plan. When we come up from this dip, which is effectively a market low, unless we get a black swan, and we don't worry about those things anyway, when it comes up, it will come up hard, and of course it will retrace because all price moves in waves. It needs to shower, it needs to rain before the sun comes out again. If you think about it like that, it's really a quite good parallel. Just keeping in mind, please have a look at episode 87. That tells you about price not being able to go below 19,666. And please have a look at episode 88. That's why Bitcoin will head to 200,000. There's a lot of time spent in here for you. I really want to guard you and I want to protect you. There's a lot of interest that want people to sell for their advantage, but it's certainly not your advantage. Let's turn to Bitcoin technical analysis. Last episode, episode 86, we were trading at 34,582, which was just this little point here. I mentioned that we were at structural resistance and that we would probably wobble around a bit, and that's completely fine. This is the nature of price. It's always moving down and up and down and up. No problem with the support below the current price of 34,366. That support is around 34,267. Even support at 2 levels below it is absolutely fine. That is at 33,588 and 32,869. We're looking to attack this $35,000 mark. That's a key psychological level. We're seeing that there's a really good support in the market as we've crossed over these resistance lines on strength. That's fantastic. We see Bitcoin has also grabbed this structural support. Was once resistance, but it has actually turned it to support. That's also quite healthy. One thing to keep in mind, Bitcoin has actually passed this structural resistance and turned it to support some time ago. It's in fresh air, in a manner of speaking. This is really, really positive, but always understand price is negatively biased. Always seek to buy at or between support. Even if you want to buy at market, please don't do it. It doesn't make you prosperous. It doesn't make you a financial blessing. It actually causes slippage. I'll talk about this in another video, but I think that's important. Just don't buy at market. You can see that price is always moving in a wave. You're not going to miss out. Price is very strong here. It looks like a lot of shorts have been taken out recently. Let's just check that. Turning to the relative movement of shorts, the shorts are coming out of the market and the longs are gaining strength. Let's have a look at the liquidations. Liquidations are really low. Anything around 300 million is low. 500 million to 600 million is average. 55,754 traders were liquidated. Over the past hour, 77% of those liquidations were short. This short liquidation, we can see a corresponding increase in the price. I want to thank Nashvin, who reached out and showed me this particular graph. If you have any graphs or anything that you think will help the community, please reach out to me and let me know. I will always include them. What we do as a community is that we seek to look after each other. I notice, and I'm very, very touched and very proud and honored to see people chatting in the community on YouTube, introducing themselves, helping each other out. That's just beautiful. That is what this community is about. Thank you, Nashvin, for recommending we have a look at this particular chart. What this chart is the stable coin Tether USD, the balance on all exchanges. If we go to the heat map, this is Tether USDT. What we're seeing here is a very big spike in the amount, the value of Tether on exchanges. It's rivaling this spike here, and it's really interesting. So what does that mean? Many people have conclusions about this. What I like to do is to run the numbers. We saw USDT, a balance on all exchanges from that Glassnode data, back here at $3.89 billion. It's just come into the market higher than that at $4.02 billion. Now, what's the commonality here? Down, pumping up, and thank you, Nashvin, again. And look at this move. Very interesting. We got a pumping up. We can see that it's pretty much, in effect, stopped a downtrend. This means that a lot of money is flowing into the exchange getting ready. Just think about yourself. If you need to deposit money on an exchange, that means that you want to buy, doesn't it? This is what this white line. I'm going to start recording this Glassnode data on our charts, so to give you even more depth. So we'll have fear and greed in here, we'll have liquidations, we'll have Glassnode data, and of course anything that anyone wants to recommend to me, anything that helps you as a community, I'd love to put it in, so please do so. Let me know. Let's time travel back to Rule 4, price moves in waves. You know it's really critical. I say it all the time, but knowing price moves in waves can reduce so much stress. It's just incredible. Before getting into the alts, we just have our little standard thing that we do. Look at the top 7% gainers and percent losers. Top 7, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, Binance Coin, Cardano, DOGE, and XRP. Let's have a look at the gainers over the past 24 hours. Compound, XDC, Internet Computer, KSM, Rune, ZRX, and Sia Coin. Let's go the other way. Greatest losses, Cello, Leo, MDX, DAI, PAX. These are stable coins, so they don't really count. Let's have a look at the greatest gainers over 7 days. Cello, Quant, Decred, DOGE, Compound, SHIB, and XDC. Let's go the other way. What are the greatest losses? AMP, Rev, T-Fuel, NEAR, KSM, NEO, and Phantom. Before we tackle the alts, we know Bitcoin's fingerprint plays out on all the alts. We can see an M, the start of a W, little bit down here, sort of a dog leg there. Notice this upward support, by the way. It's just useful to see that, and support here. It's a bit of a cradle. Let's see how that is playing out on the total market. The total market is trading at around $1.36 trillion. It has the same fingerprint. Look at that M, W, bit of a dog leg here. You can see it. It's so important to understand the relationship between Bitcoin, total market cap, the KS model, and your alts. It's incredibly important. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is trading at 2014. It's over its structural support, which was at 1909. It's got past one level of support at 1960 and is about to turn the current price into support. That's fantastic. It's looking really strong here. It has resistance above at 2100 and 2178. Rule 93. Bitcoin's fingerprint impacts every alt. Hopefully you know this one now. I always try and bring it up because I want you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. And this is one of those rules that really, really helps you. Let's have a look at Binance Coin. Binance Coin is currently trading at 287.22 and it has structural resistance above at 291.52. It has support below at 278 and also at 264. Note, structural resistance is coming in around the $360 mark. Let's have a look at Cardano. ADA is quite a community favorite. ADA is trading at 131.38, just above support at 128.48 and just below resistance of 133.43. It has resistance above at 140. It's trading Bitcoin's fingerprint. You can see it. That's why I always put Bitcoin first. I really want to help you to understand how things are working. Let us have a look at DOGE. DOGE is currently trading at 25.530. It has support below at 24.892 and is roughly around a support mark. The next resistance is 27.989. We can see Bitcoin's fingerprint elongated here as Doge tried to attack structural resistance. It backed off, which is normal. That is actually what happens. We can see Bitcoin's fingerprint is a little bit squashed. It's not very clean, but it is absolutely there. Doge is being supported by this support line underneath as well. Let's have a look at XRP. XRP is currently trading at 63.20. It has support below around the 60-cent mark, resistance above at 65.60 and 67.40. It's important if you're in XRP to note structural resistance coming into play at around 71.49. That's important because you know that as it moves up to structure, which is a really heavy line of support, it will come back. So I always recommend that you scale into a position at support or between support. I was really hoping to cover the alts in a separate video, but I know a lot of people need updates on these, so I'll just pop them in here for you. Let's look at Polkadot. Polkadot is currently trading at 14.956. It has support below at 14.748 and below at $14. I want to point out the incredible gap between DOT's current price and its structural resistance. Don't be surprised as Bitcoin takes off if DOT doesn't exponentially increase in this period relative to Bitcoin. Just always take your buys easy. No, price moves in waves, but this is a potential zone. As a trader, I look at that and say, wow, that is quite fascinating. But you want to also keep in context that as other coins such as XRP and others meet their structural resistance, you want to make sure that they've passed it, because then this thing will fly. Just a bit of a tip to help you out. Let's have a look at Solana. Solana, currently trading at 31.514, has support below around the $30 psychological mark, as well as 28.567. It's very close to turning 32.464 into support. I would suggest that the next major resistance level is up at 35.274. Let's have a look at Cartisi. Cartisi shot up. It really wanted to rock and it wanted to party, as we thought so in the last episode that we did on this alt. What typically happens is sharp angles tend to be unmaintainable. So when something sharp spikes up, just beware that it tends to need to consolidate. That's why we don't FOMO into any trades. We look at ourselves, and please look at yourself like an institutional investor. You invest in the darkness. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? You invest in the rain when it's red. You don't mind things coming down because you know what they're doing. You layer your buys between support and down because you always want to take advantage of any spikes. Cartisi is trading around 49,500. It has support below at 47,087, resistance above at 53,419, resistance above that at 57,236. Let's have a look at VeChain. VeChain is pretty much wedged under some fairly strong structural resistance above it, around the 87.80 mark, and also directly above it at the 80.45 mark. It's a little bit hard for VET to rally until it gets over this structural problem. When it does, it's in fresh air and it will rock. We can see that VET has support below at 75.24 and 71.31. Remember Bitcoin's fingerprint playing out. You can see it's also playing out here. So as Bitcoin becomes more and more healthy, expect VET to do exactly the same thing. Let's have a look at Avalanche, AVAX. You can see AVAX is a lot like Polkadot. What we do is, the reason we cover so many coins is to give you a really fantastic view of the market. AVAX is currently trading at 10,939, support below at 10,548, resistance above at 11,702. Just be aware that there's a large gap between its current price and the structural resistance up above, but it does have one structural resistance to get through at around 13,476. Let's check out Terra, Luna, another community favorite. Luna is currently trading at 5,275 with support below at 5,202, resistance above at 5,586. We see Bitcoin's fingerprint playing into this structure. That's really important to understand. As Bitcoin repairs, this alt will fly. It's always alt season. I hear so many people say, oh, when is alt season coming and is it here? And it's always alt season. Just think about it like that. The only thing that changes is the gearing relationship between Bitcoin and alts, but it is always alt season. I hope this helps. Let's have a look at MATIC. MATIC is looking less problematic today, which is always good. It's trading at 1,11,051. It currently has a lot of structural support, an enormous amount of structural support below it at 1,055.85 and 1,012.03. And there's also structural support at 95.360. It's looking really good. There is structural overhead resistance at around the 140 mark, but I see so much support under here that I believe it could attack that structural resistance quite well. And that structural resistance is not backed up by this peak. So that is actually very good and positive for MATIC as well. Part of my personal edge that I love to share with you, I look on Binance derivatives. I'm really interested in the change in price of the contract in the past 24 hours. I get an idea as to activity by looking at the 24-hour trading volume, which is currently $59.84 billion. 24-hour open interest is coming in around 5.7 billion. Now we're really interested to look for double digit. Ethereum is looking hot. It's nearly at 10%. That's fantastic. AVAX, you can see down here, around 10%. This is a way that I keep one step in front of the market. Look at KSM, about time that turned around. LRC, I always mention, keep your eye on Kasama, it's going to be interesting. Comp, doing well. This will just give you an edge. You need to research it, you need to make it work for you. Take your time, there's no rush. Alpha, 14%. Reef, nice. ZRX, they're all looking quite healthy actually. Bell, 17.7%. You can see, if you look through this, see a coin doing well. If you look through this, it's just fantastic. It gives you an edge that other people just don't see. And that's why I love to share all of these insights with you. Anything that can help you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. I just love to share that information. We just covered an enormous amount of information. What I always do in these videos, I try to save every single minute. I don't always get there, but that's what I focus on, giving you absolute 100% quality content every time. I do these videos to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. I hope you found the content useful. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from, and if you have any questions. I'm really happy to see the community reaching out and engaging each other and supporting each other and answering each other's questions. To me, that's so beautiful. If you would like to support me, please do that. Please answer each other's questions and support each other. I'd love it if you welcome new members into the community by saying the things that I do. Like, it's wonderful to meet you and welcome, because those people are special, and it's really nice to reach out and connect with people. If you would like twice daily updates, 7 days a week on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube and follow me on Twitter. Always remember, crypto is volatile. Please prepare yourself for the best and the worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.